Welcome to Mark Carney's Canada, where the poverty rate is rising, food insecurity is exploding, and the government's own think tank is predicting a future straight out of the Hunger Games. Now, this isn't just some partisan spin from Rebel News. It's Statistics Canada, the Trudeau-Carney government's own data sounding the alarm. In 2023, 4 million Canadians lived below the poverty line. That's a poverty rate of 10.2%, up for the fourth straight year. And with new adjustments Carney's government plans to roll out, like adding telecom costs, the number jumps to 10.9%. But poverty is just the headline. You dig deeper and it gets even more bleak. 1 in 4 Canadians, 10 million people in our provinces, struggled with food insecurity last year. That's 1.3 million more than the year before. These are families, seniors, kids going to school hungry in the so-called best country on earth. And now the Privy Council office's own think tank, Policy Horizons Canada, as you'll remember, dropped a foresight report that makes Trudeau's 2015 sunny ways look like a cruel joke. They predicted that by 2040, home ownership will be out of reach for all but the ruling land-owning elite. Canadians will resort to illegal hunting and fishing just to feed their families. Society will splinter into gated communities and class-based digital ghettos. AI will replace human interaction, and the underclass will be managed by algorithm. It's the official Liberal government policy analysis, not satire, and it matches reality more and more every day. Carney didn't inherit this mess. He helped build it. Remember, Trudeau's much-hyped Poverty Reduction Act promised to cut poverty in half by 2030? At the time in 2020, the poverty rate was 6.4%. Under Trudeau and now Carney, it's ballooned by almost 70%. And Indigenous reconciliation? That promise is in a shallower grave than your average Liberal campaign promise. Indigenous poverty remains off the charts. In Nunavut, it's a catastrophic 43%. In the Northwest Territories, 17%. The poorest, most neglected communities in the country still, after billions poured into bureaucrats' ribbon cuttings and press releases. And what's Carney doing? He's boosting the CBC's budget, so they'll keep calling this collapse leadership. They're protecting their jobs. Canadians, well, you're on your own. This is Carney's Canada, a place where the middle class is vanishing, the poor are criminalized for trying to survive, and the ruling class builds digital walls around itself while calling it equity. Carney said he'd make Canada fairer. He did. Now only the elite can afford to live here. And if you think this ends in 2040, think again. It's already happening. For Rebel News, I'm Sheila Gunn-Reid. When you see what's unfolding in Canada, are you surprised that productive Western provinces like Alberta and Saskatchewan think something needs to change? To learn more, go to donegetingscrewed.com.